5 o'clock. I think it's time to start our study session. Summer, if you will call roll, I would appreciate it.
Commissioner Patterson?
Here.
Commissioner Norwood?
Here.
Commissioner Baker?
Here.
Commissioner Roberts?
Here.
Commissioner Stallings?
Here.
Commissioner Dennis?
Here.
And Mayor Mason.
Here.
All right, all present.
Item number 2, at the Commissioner's request, discuss any item of concern on the regular session agenda. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about now? Okay. Item 3.1, update on the United Way activities. I think this is Karen Haggard.
Me plus 2.
Cool.
So this is my second year of leading the United Way committee for the city of Enid. This is also Allie's second year being on my committee and Josh's first. Hopefully he's going to stay. So far with the employees, we've raised $2,414. That is going to go towards the United Way campaign. We did a lot of in-house fundraising, like we did popcorn snow cone days. Josh came up with something called Penny Wars. That was very competitive. Allie took head of bingo. Public Utilities always does a pancake breakfast. It brought in $452. It was a fantastic fundraiser. The one that does the most money is our silent auction for the baskets. That one brought in $1,538. We did find some really generous places like Texas Roadhouse that donated a lot of stuff to help us get there. And then we did a can collection. We started that in June. So they had from June until the end of August to collect as many cans as possible. September, yeah, sorry. And do you remember the total?
We collected a little under 740 pounds.
Yeah, 740 pounds between everybody. The Parks Department won. They cleaned the parks. They might have cheated, but I'm going to take it. We're doing our in-house chili cook-off this Friday. So far we have 7 entries. So we're still raising money, and then we'll go to the big chili cook-off the week after next. So
I know one year they actually brought the chili in for the commissioners and everybody in here. I don't know.
I
That
think
sounds like a fine tradition.
It does.
Should continue.
Yeah. I think we've done that a few years in a row, so yeah, we'll probably do that again once we know who the winner's going to be. But
Good call.
Allie's fantastic. She's a very competitive person. She gets people riled up to get the competition going. Josh's emails are hilarious, and everybody loves them. So they're really great assets to the committee. So, and Jody, she's not here, but she handles admin because we don't make it out here very often.
Tell us again how much you've raised with the city employees so far.
2,414.
And typically, does that? I don't think that counts the payroll.
That does not
deductions
count
yet,
payroll,
does it?
no.
So with all of those things that the city does, the city is typically in the top 3. We're usually number 1 or number 2 in raising the most money for United Way. So that's very commendable for us. You're doing an outstanding job leading the group. In fact, you're doing so well with your team. You may be permanently.
See you next year.
But I will say, I would invite the commission, if they would like to come out. Our chili cook-off internally is Friday, right?
Friday, yep, at 11.
EPTA at the Service Center.
Yes.
You're welcome to come out. Try chili or contribute, either way. That's how we determine our winner. And then since Morali is currently out of the country,
Yeah.
somebody else could win. Michael, but I think you have 6 other folks that think they're going to win. So we have at least 7 entries.
7
I
so
should
far,
say.
yeah.
Very cool.
We're still
And,
pushing for more, but we'll
And
see.
then we'll be at the Halloween event on October 31st. And yes, I'm sure we'll preserve the tradition. We just need to help me remind Jody.
Gerald?
Yes.
That the date of the United Way Chili Cook-Off has been changed to October 24th.
Okay.
Yeah, the Friday before Halloween.
Thank you. The 24th.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
2 weeks from this Friday, right?
Yes.
You think?
Yep.
So I've got to ask, what were the penny wars? I'm intrigued.
Do you want to explain that?
Sure. Penny Wars is pretty simple. You get a jar, you put change in it,
Yeah.
you basically make teams. A penny counts for a point, nickels 5 points, so on and so forth. you can sabotage other teams by putting bills in. Bills count against you all of a sudden. So $1 is now a negative 100 points, $5 negative 500 points, $10 negative 1,000 points. And it's just a fun way to kind of get competitive and see how people do.
Do you remember some of the names? Because your emails were very funny. Canmanders.
Yeah, that was for the Can Drive. That was the Canmanders,
Was that admin or?
that was, yes. You guys were the
I
commanders.
kind of like that name,
Canmanders.
Canmanders.
I'm trying to remember.
Engineering was the big spenders.
Yep.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had several names, though. The Can Drive went really well. Cool. So,
The admin name was the Penny Pinchers, and Aaron didn't think that was funny.
It wasn't truthful.
oh, Parks was Green Guardians. That's what we went with for them.
I like that.
I don't remember their tagline. I know it was some pun I made up.
Well, it was very creative, so I look forward to more entertaining emails as we build up
Thank you.
to Friday and then to the 24th.
And we appreciate y'all taking your time, and I know you also have to do your normal jobs also, but we do appreciate you doing that. United Way is such a good cause that benefits so many different groups and individuals. So thank y'all very much. All right, don't forget the chili. All right, 3.2, update on new trucks for the fire department and public utilities.
Brooke and Chief, come on up.
We talked about actually going out and looked at the trucks. My suggestion would be that we do that now, so that way everybody can get a look at them, and then when we come back in to talk about them, you know what questions to ask.
Cool. Sure. Let's take about 10 minutes in and go out there and do that. So, anybody wants to go look at the trucks?
Printed whatever.
This, like it looks like this.
Probably won't even use them. If I use them, it'll be because I'm painting.
I wasn't expecting it today. I knew the mayor signed it because Jason called me yesterday to say, hey, there was a check with this. You're good. I got to take the car out today, so.
I was waiting on the documents, I was like, okay, I've set my skin right there, yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
I got to pay more.
They want the money with the application.
Yeah. Typically, that's how it works.
We had to run by the bank for a couple of other things. And so I was like, oh, let's grab this one.
Perfect. It was fine. It was that great.
I was trying. I was trying. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and start so we can keep moving. First of all, thank you so much for bringing those over.
Yeah.
Both of the departments. It's fascinating. I leaned over to Gerald when we were standing out there, and I just said, it costs a lot of money to run a city. I just don't think people realize how many dollars it takes just to keep the sewer lines clean and the fires knocked down and all those type of things that have to be done. But those are remarkable machines, and I'm so glad that we have them. So, Chief, just very quickly, and I don't know if everybody heard this or not, your team designed that truck.
Yes, sir.
All those features that are on there, that's not just come off the showroom somewhere.
Not at all. So when you get into specialty vehicles like this, and I'm sure he's going to speak to the same fact, it's complicated. I mean, you can go to any of these companies and tell them, we need a fire truck, and they'll build you one, and they call them off the shelf. They have a basic design, and they just build it, and you drive it home. We've had those over the years, and just like commercial cab trucks that they convert, they'll work as a fire truck, but they just don't have the longevity, the quality, durability that you need, to get your money's worth in the long run. But when you pick the right company, you get to work with their engineers, and that's what you're alluding to. So we have a truck committee, and we've had a truck committee for a couple decades at our fire department. And the truck committee is made up of firemen, the guys that work on those fire trucks, drivers, the ones that actually drive them, our mechanics, the guys who work on them, the guys that really know and understand those trucks and what they need to do and what was wrong with the last one, right? So they spend hours and hours voluntarily to do committee work on their own time, and they literally pulled every tool off the old truck, measured it, weighed it, laid it out on the ground, drew up drawings of where it might, how it might work better next time, and they would send drawings and ideas to the engineers at the factory, and they'd tell them, nope, can't put that there, or yeah, that looks great. And so they laid it all out in the design phase before we even bought the truck. So when it goes to the build process, they draw it up and build it like we want. On the final inspection, we go up there to the factory and look at it as a finished product. And as one of the guys was telling you out there, we beat them up pretty hard. We want our money's worth. We want it exactly like we asked for. And we had 58 items that we found wrong by our standard with that truck that day. And our salesman's like, man, you guys are killing me. I understand. I mean, he goes, I love it. I'm glad you guys want the truck that you asked for and are willing to put in the time. Most people come up here and look at the truck and go, that's pretty. Where's lunch? Enid has a reputation for that. Our truck committee's always been very thorough like that. So every little paint flaw got fixed. Every little missing item, anything out of place by 1.5 inches, because they know that box has to fit there and that needs to work right. So when it came here, it's spot on. You saw how organized, cleanly laid out it was. The weight distribution is going to help that truck last longer than the last one. They did a great job. I can't tell you how proud I am of that truck committee, the work they did, the time they put in. And you can tell by looking at it, it is a really beautiful truck. So.
Well, thank you. Thank you
you.
very much. Brooke, tell us about, and which we're always interested in money, we actually had more money than what that truck, the utility truck took, the vac truck, right?
Correct. It was budget, I believe, at 700,000, came in at just under 640,000. So that's a pretty good savings. That is not quite as specialty of an order truck as the fire truck is. This was the item that was approved on July 1st. So that was like a week after I got here. So this was all designed by Michael Humphreys. He is the utilities maintenance supervisor. So I'm going to let him answer the specifics on the truck since he was the one that helped put that all together.
Really, we didn't design the truck. They asked us what we want on it. We told them what we wanted on it. They asked if the design that they typically use was okay. It's the design that we typically order anyways, so we went with that design. We did change some stuff up to make it better and more user-friendly, and it did cost a little bit more, but it's gonna last a lot longer, and it's going to do a better job.
Okay, and Michael, repeat what you were telling me about the previous truck, how much it was off the road because it was getting older and it was tough to get it repaired and get it back on.
We have one that's 20 years old, and over the past 2 years we've spent close to $100,000, and we probably got 2 hours worth of work out of it. Wow. So it has been time to get rid of that truck.
And Brooke, you and I were talking out back one day, several weeks ago, on the trash trucks, that we're trying to rotate those now to maximize what our resale value is on those. That if we find that perfect sweet spot, we actually save money and we keep more trucks on the road. They're not breaking down. So, yeah, go ahead and speak to that just a second, because I think that is important. Sometimes it's hard for people to understand, why are you trading a truck that's only 5 years old?
What we're learning, and especially on the trash trucks, is 3 to 4 years is kind of our sweet spot to trade those in and get the best return on our investment. And they depreciate quickly after that. They have mechanical issues and they cost us money. We have 2 that are going out in 3 years. This year we have 1 that we've kept for 5. We're going to see what the difference is on those returns. Maybe 4 is the sweet spot, maybe 5 is, but the whole goal is to get the most use out of those, get the best return. We have to buy new trucks. So vac trucks are kind of the same way. We've run them pretty hard. In utilities, you run your equipment pretty long and hard because you need it and you run it. Hopefully we can get into a program like that with these vac trucks where we can trade them off on a similar basis and return on our investment. So we're not sinking a lot of money into them, getting their best life out of them and then replacing them. So.
Any other questions or comments?
Real quick, one interesting thing out of this with this truck, not only did we come in under budget, we got a free $10,000 upgrade on it for a remote control joystick to run some of the apparatuses on it. So that was just kind of a bonus.
How about that?
Very good. Very good. Well, thank y'all very much for what you do, and we'll try to always make sure you've got the equipment to go do that stuff. So, very good. Thank y'all, and thanks for bringing out the trucks tonight.
Yes.
Really do appreciate that. I think we're just adjourned right now. Call it a night.
About DNA.
Okay, yeah. I was just kidding. 3.3, discussion about the partnership with OSBI and the Rapid DNA program. And Chief Skaggs?
Mayor and Commissioners, I'm excited tonight. You're going to hear about a new program, at least for us, and a new program that OSBI is kicking out to other agencies outside of OSBI. I know just enough to be dangerous, so we have a team here tonight from OSBI that's going to go through the Rapid DNA Investigative Lead Program, and we're excited about the opportunity to partner with them and bring it to Enid as the first outside agency to have the rapid DNA. And with that, I'll bring up Beth Dean with OSBI.
Okay. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for the invitation.
You bet.
As the chief can attest, I get really excited when I talk about this, so I apologize. Somebody give me a red light when my time is up. But yeah, so I did bring a posse with me. My name is Beth Dean, and I am with the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. I am actually the Rapid DNA Program Supervisor for the state of Oklahoma. So you'll hear, when I refer to this program, I don't say it's OSBI's program. It is a law enforcement program for the state. But I did bring my captain, Grace Helms, so she oversees this program as well as another unit within the OSBI lab. I did bring our laboratory director, Janice Jocelyn, and our agency deputy director, Carter. So that being said, if you do have any questions outside of Rapid, I have a team more than willing to answer those questions. So is this for me? Is this my, okay. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna do the best I can to describe this program very briefly to you guys so you have an idea of what the intent is. So this program uses a very specialized DNA instrument. So you hear about forensic DNA analysis. So I, as a DNA analyst with the Bureau, I receive samples, I take them upstairs to the lab, we have to take notes, we have to track chain of custody, we have to go through all the analysis steps, which involve very specialized instrumentation, it involves manipulating the sample. All of that happens in the laboratory, technology has advanced in such a way that we can condense it down into one kind of Cliff Notes version. So within one instrument, we can do all those DNA analysis steps in just 90 minutes. Now this program is outside of the laboratory, so officers that come in that want to utilize this instrument, they're developing the DNA profile, not me. I'm not in their chain of custody at all. And the other important thing is that this is an additional investigative tool for officers and law enforcement agencies. I always tell our operators that come in and get certified to use the instrument, I tell them, you're not getting an accredited lab report, you're not going to be able to go to court with it or anything like that, but it can give you additional investigative information at the front end of their case instead of submitting it to the lab, waiting for it to get pulled, getting it analyzed, and then issuing that report back to them. They now kind of have a presumptive or a preliminary tease at the beginning of their investigation. So that is the intent and that's the goal of this program. So the OSBI worked very closely with OCPD as well as Tulsa PD, so those are our other accredited labs in the state, as well as some other stakeholders that were already really excited about how the technology can be used. And we worked on a multi-tiered program development. So tier one, right, get an instrument, play with it, see if it does what we want it to do. So we made it that far. And now we're in tier two, where we are starting, like the chief said, expansion. And we're not just expanding to OSBI sites. We're actually looking at other law enforcement agencies that can suitably house this instrumentation. Obviously, I'm here speaking with you guys, so Enid is hopefully going to be one of our first external partners to actually house this instrument. So the benefits we get out of this program is, like I already said, it's informative. So the whole design of the program, if you're familiar with how CODIS works, it gets investigative leads through searching a profile in a database. It very much mirrors that. So best case scenario, you get a profile, it goes within our Rapid DNA state database to get an investigative lead that's disseminated back to the operator that ran the sample. But outside of that, we can tell, the sex of the individual who left the profile. We can tell if more than one individual contributed DNA to that profile. It's quick, 90 minutes, like that's kind of bananas when you're talking about forensic DNA development. it's accurate as long as we're utilizing the technology and understand its limitations. It is accurate. Obviously, the OSBI did a really thorough study on it, on the instrumentation, making sure that it did the things that it was sold to us to do, and it does. Every profile we've gotten out of it is the profile that we are expecting to see come out of it. We can help officers with prioritization of evidence, and then we also have mobile capabilities. So this is the instrument. This is what we would really like to see Enid PD house in their agency. It's really small. It's about this big by this big. And the way it functions is those cartridges, if you want to see them firsthand, I actually have some. But an operator would come in, retrieve one of these cartridges, put a swab of their sample into it, and again, my operators are fully trained in what to stick into this cartridge and what not to stick into it. But they stick a swab in this cartridge, they plug this into the instrument, and they press go on the instrument, and in 90 minutes, it will complete its analysis process. And I don't know if you guys care to pass this around, like see it up close. And this is the infrastructure that we have basically developed for the state of Oklahoma. So all of these instruments across the state, whether it's in the OSBI regional laboratory or Enid PD or another agency down south, they're all going to communicate back to the data center for rapid DNA that's housed at the OSBI's Forensic Science Center. And that's where I can see the profiles and I can determine whether or not they are suitable to be searched in that rapid DNA database. So this is where we're at. So Yellow Star is us in Edmond. We actually currently have 3 instruments housed in our Edmond workspace. That was tier 1. Now we're at tier 2, where we are hoping to bring on partner agencies to spread these out. So again, it's accessible to any law enforcement agency across the state of Oklahoma. So it doesn't make sense for poor Adair County to have to drive to Edmond the 4 times that he had to drive to Edmond to run samples. It's much more accessible for him to have an instrument closer to his agency. So we actually do have an instrument already sitting at our Tahlequah regional office. I'm actually going to have it installed tomorrow. And then obviously we've got you guys there in an Orange Star as well, hoping to bring Enid PD in. So this is our rapid DNA workspace at our facility in Edmond. Again, it's in our building, but it operates fully outside of our laboratory. I'm not running any of these samples. Our trained operators are coming in and utilizing this instrumentation. And then the resources that we offer. So again, we're wanting to expand this program, but we don't want it to be a deterrent that an agency housing the instrumentation then has to do a lot of babying, either for the instrument itself or financially. So we have dedicated legislative funding from the state of Oklahoma specifically dedicated for this rapid DNA project. So on top of as much financial support as we can offer to our partner agencies, we also want to offer, tech support. If the network connectivity goes down, our IT is going to step in and assist with that. If the instrument is not behaving properly and needs a little bit of tough love, I would be able to come and assist with that. So there's not an additional burden on any of our agencies. And then I also wanted to provide you guys the numbers associated with this. So we went live in January of 2025. These are the trained operators that we have across the state of Oklahoma. So out of the 40 trainings that we've offered, we have 248 operators certified to utilize this instrument from 69 agencies across the state. And if you're curious, I do have 2 Enid PD operators already trained and ready to go. As far as what we've run, since going live, when we initially went live, we just had 1 instrument and then we gained 2 more. So as far as tracking like a per instrument number scheme, that's a little bit more challenging. But total for the program, now that we have 3 instruments, we have had 23 agencies run 83 samples. About half of those samples run, 43 of those have developed profiles that are able to be in the database. And then of those 43, we have 23 have made associations in the database. So again, about half of the samples that go into the database are making associations. And then we have it broken up by database entry by crime type for you guys. So you can see what types of crimes are providing investigative leads with this new tool that is available to officers. And you can see violent crimes and property crimes are kind of dominating the chart, but then we've had some really cool samples. One early on that was run was a human remains sample. And so that provided really important investigative information to that particular agency. And that's all I had. I did provide you guys some hard copy documents so that you would have that, you know, as you left tonight, or if you needed to call back to anything that was discussed today. But yeah, I think that's all I have, unless you guys have any questions for me or my posse that I brought with me.
Well, I'm kind of intrigued with perhaps other agencies or other states that have been already working with this. Any data back so far in terms of how that helps investigations and win ratios on the like?
So we are, my laboratory director likes to say, we don't want to be first, but we want to be at the front of the next wave, and that's right where Oklahoma is falling.
Okay.
So there are some other states that bought into this technology before we were comfortable with it. So I would say over the last 10 years, the technology has advanced in such a way, and also kind of a mental shift has happened in where this doesn't necessarily have to be in the laboratory, but those with forensic DNA experience can now utilize the instrument and helps be part of the program that's developed. So there are a lot of others, or a few other states that bought in sooner than Oklahoma did. But the thing you also have to remember is that this technology can be used in several different ways. So the way we're using it in Oklahoma is for investigative leads, right? So you have a blood stain at a particular crime scene. You're going to run that to see if you can get investigative information. But you can also use it in a booking station type of system where it's part of your arresting process, where you take an individual's known buccal swab, put it in a cartridge, run it, and see essentially if they made associations in the database, and then maybe you don't release them from custody right away. We didn't really see a benefit utilizing it that way in Oklahoma. But all that to say is we're not first, but we are definitely in the beginning of this big wave that is happening nationally.
Okay.
I have a question, and you may have already answered this. If they do a preliminary test here, and it gives them a lead on somebody that may potentially be linked to the crime, then would they send that same sample to you, and you would at some point verify that the information they got was correct?
Yes, so my operators, again, are very carefully trained to know that if they only have one swab, they do not do rapid on that one swab. So they do what we call the AB swab method, which is they have two swabs, they hold them together like they're one giant swab, they swab that stain, and then swab A is always prioritized for lab submittal to get that forensic DNA analyst within an accredited laboratory to do the confirmatory DNA testing. But then if while they're waiting, they have swab B, they can stick that in a rapid cartridge and perform that presumptive preliminary database search if they want to.
Okay, thank you.
Can I add something to that? She said the term that I was thinking of is presumptive test. This is going to give us a lead at the beginning of a crime. We've always said when we talk to community organizations, our job isn't like what you see on TV. The crime's not solved in an hour or less. If we would have sent a DNA sample to the lab, it could take 6 months to 8 months to get that back. What this does for us is gives us a presumptive result and gives us a lead that we can start investigating 6 months earlier.
That's good.
Well, I think the only question I have was that cartridge you passed around. Is my DNA going to be on that now?
So I would not advise anybody to swab that brief contact DNA sample and run it in Rapid.
Okay.
It's not, this technology is not going to be able to pick that up. That's what I'll say.
That's a great answer.
Well, I think I can speak probably for everyone up here. We're happy to be one of the very first communities to utilize this. We put a lot of faith in our police department, and we want them to, just like all of our departments, to have all the tools that they need to do whatever it is that they do on a regular daily basis. So thank you all for the partnership. Thank you for coming up tonight, the whole team, and sharing with us. If anybody else has anything they want to say, I'm happy to listen. I've never known a director to miss an opportunity to speak, right?
Some of the people on the panel here, they know me and how passionate I am about the OSBI and our laboratory. But just so everybody understands, this is my 32nd year in law enforcement, and I've worked a lot of crime, and we never dreamed 32 years ago we would have the opportunity to do something like this and to have this equipment. So it's a big deal. I mean, this is state of the art. It's a game changer for crime fighting in the state of Oklahoma. And for us to have the opportunity and the partnership we have with Chief Skaggs to have a facility like this in north central Oklahoma, this is the absolute place that we picked to begin with. We approached Chief Skaggs about it. He's all about it. It's going to put Rapid DNA and Enid on the map up here to have this opportunity, because you will have officers from all over the north central region jumping at a chance to have this here. And some of the success stories we've had that that we didn't even know, or I didn't even know when we started this program. And to answer your question about, she commented about how we were looking at this or how long it took us. We fought this for years, because it was kind of, well, who knows if this is going to work or not. But when it became that it was time to put it in, she's being very humble when she says we're not first. In my opinion, we pretty much are leading the pack with it. Like, we're one of the first states that we're the regulatory agency for this. So if another agency comes in with Rapid DNA, we'll be the one who trained them. We'll be the one who helped them put their system in. So we, in my opinion, that's being super humble, but I think we are leading the pack when it comes to that. And as far as getting the partnership here, put this here, we can't have a better place to put it. There's a reason we picked Enid for that to be our very first one outside of our facilities to come here, and that's the relationship and partnership we have with the law enforcement here in this community. So I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to get up and brag on our lab if we have that. So that's what this is all about. But any other questions, I'd be more than glad to answer. All right.
Well, thank you for the partnership. We really do appreciate that. All right. 3.4, update on current street and trail projects. Jason?
Mayor, Commissioners, thank you for having me tonight. I'm going to go over just some of the current projects that we have that are under construction or recently wrapped up or are going to recently kick off. The first project I'd like to go over is 66th Street, which is out northeast of town between Willow and Breckenridge. It's been done for about a month or so now completely. All the punch list items were done, and the project's completely open. No more work is taking place out there. The reason why I brought this one to attention is I just wanted to throw out there the work that's happening down here at Willow and 66 is associated with the water line construction for the industrial park. So I've had some few questions on that, but the next project is the 54th Street improvements. This is a project that's out by just south of Garriott, north of Market, out by Tyson and Tachyon. This was a project where we redid, the majority of it was concrete, and then the rest of it was asphalt, and we redid that to all concrete. Right now the project is done. We're working through some of the punch list items, a few cracked panels that we found and things of that nature. And once those get all straightened out, we will come in and get it striped. Next project is everybody's favorite, is Cleveland Widening Project. Just a brief recap over all of it. The water line's complete, the average drainage is complete, the railroad crossing. The crossing is complete, but then we've got a few drainage pipes that they're currently working on, and the big pipes will be installed towards the end of this month. The stormwater drainage, it's all done as far as the roadway project goes. Sidewalks and trails, I still got a little bit of more construction to do on those. And then the street widening, the road is all done. We've just got a few curb and gutter places to finish up. I didn't get the expected completion date on here because I didn't hear back from the contractor until 4 o'clock today. So I'll let you in on that secret as well, too. Right now, the current plan for the project is they're going to be striping, putting the striping down for the road over this week. They've got a few locations of curb and gutter that they needed left to install, which is, I got to manage to get a picture of one location here that's left to go, and then also over here on the other side of the road, 2 locations there that they've got to finish up on the curb and gutter. So once they get the striping done, they're going to open it up to 4 lanes, and then they'll just have some intermittent lane closures as they address these curb locations. Just those areas where that work is going to be done, it's going to be closed. They told me, contractor told me that they expects to get that done next week, and then it's probably going to take them another 2 months in whole, incomplete, whatever, what I'm trying to say, in all to complete the piping that goes underneath the railroad tracks. As I mentioned, that the subcontractor for that part of the project will be here October 15th, and it'll take them about 7 to 10 days to complete that. And then there's a little bit of drainage work left to do that attaches to those, but all of that is off to the side of the road. And so any kind of shutdowns that'll occur because of that will be isolated to just either the days that they're actually doing the work or when pipes being delivered or machinery is being delivered. So good news on that. So expected, the verbiage I got from the contractor was 2 months is when he feels like he will request his final walkthrough for the entire project. So
Normally with the walkthrough, you'll have some things they'll still have to fix.
there should be a few minor things. When he told me that, I said, well, if it's 2 months on that, I'll probably come out next week and do my walkthrough then. So you have my checklist then. But excited for this project to be getting down to.
Hey, Jason, will we be putting grass in there between the street and the walk and?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You're talking in these areas down here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yep, that'll be all sod. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. A few of the locations they wanted us to do concrete in them. Up there by Jumbo's in that area, they wanted to do concrete in those areas, so we did concrete in those. But the rest of the project will all be sod.
Good.
Yep.
Okay.
Anything else on this one?
Can you explain why we went with asphalt instead of concrete, aside from cost savings?
Do what?
Aside from cost savings?
Well, that's the bottom line of it.
Okay.
Yeah, when the contract was let the first time, I don't know if we all remember that, it came in super duper high, and we said that's way too much. We requested them to add the concrete as an option to do the construction, and that's when we re-let it, and it was actually still cheaper to do it with asphalt again. So ODOT, ODOT's bigger than me, I can't twist their arm.
Well, I will still say this is the most expensive road at this point in Enid, Oklahoma. So about $7.3 million for that 2,000-something feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I do remember several iterations, and thankful that ODOT provided a large part of that money. The city contributed $1 million plus, probably more than that, $2 million plus. Anyway, a lot. So it's the most expensive road in Enid, but it'll only be that way probably till the next big road project
That's
we
right.
do.
Yeah. With the way cost of construction has gone, yeah.
And I would just say, too, many times engineers are optimistic, and I appreciate that. So I'm going to say that this will probably be done early next year, completely. No cones, no nothing, sawed down, striping.
Yeah.
Good news is the railroad's work is done, right? on
Well, no,
crossing?
that's what's left.
Oh, okay.
Well, but the work that's left for the railroad is off, it's off of the roadway. It's
Good,
drainage
good.
pipes that are off to the side. You can kind of get an idea. So this is, we're looking at Esplanada right here, the apartment complex right there. And so this is where the railroad crossing is. And just off over here to the side, currently there's 3 or 4 pipes that are over there, and so we're installing there's new pipes that are going through over there in addition to the existing, and that's the work that's left. It's basically between the roadway and the church that's over there. So it's...
That's where that water would always back up into the backyards
Yes, sir.
of those houses,
Yes, sir.
right? Yeah.
Yes, yep. This will take care of that, so.
Will it remain a 2-lane until the end of the 2 months, or?
No, ma'am. No, they'll open it all the way up. I'm expecting probably towards midweek next week, it'll be open to 4 lanes with a few lane closures that may happen kind of intermittently through the work that's happening. Like this is one here, just like for example, this curb and gutter here hasn't been installed yet, and that's because the driveway that's beyond the picture here isn't completely done yet. And so once the driveway is completely done, they'll come back and do that curb and gutter. So it's things of that nature.
I have a question. Does the sidewalk run from Willow all the way down to Chestnut?
Yes.
Okay, and then does it stop there at this point?
Yes, at this point it
Okay.
does. Yep. It'll go a little further south here soon, but not much.
Okay, because I see a lot of people sometimes criticizing like the sidewalk they're putting in between Randolph, beside the Commons, criticizing why is it going from the La Mesa opening to just Randolph, sidewalk to nowhere is what they've been saying. And I just want people to realize that that's being done for a specific reason, that section of it, and then later on it will connect to the trailways.
Yeah. Long-term future plans are to widen, Randolph all the way across. And of course, with those widening projects would come sidewalks, trail connections. So that's kind of we got to start somewhere.
Right.
Another way of saying it is Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was Enid.
Yes, sir. Okay, cool. Moving on. Oops, I skipped. Nope, I didn't skip it. All right, Clubhouse Drive. I hope this isn't interrupting anybody's golf tee times yet, but it's a project that has been kind of hounded at us for a while, and we finally bit the bullet and said we got to do it now. So the connection over at Pheasant Run Golf Course, I got a picture of it there. It's pretty, as you can tell, it's pretty roughed up, and so we're doing this section here that I apologize, I can't remember the name of this road here.
Clubhouse Drive. Well, it's,
the one on the south. Yeah, I can't.
Run.
Yep, up to the entry. Right now, the project is under construction. They've gotten about 10%. Probably they may have a little more than that done now, but they're expected to complete that in November. I will be bringing to y'all a change order to add a little more additional work, as well as a property deed that has been provided to us for a section of it up here on the north end. The project previously ended about somewhere in this area. Homeowner was like, why does it end there? And we said, well, that's where the right-of-way ends. And he said, well, I would like to donate this portion of the property that he owns to us so that we can complete the rest of the project. So
He's a good citizen, but he realized owning a road is not a good thing.
yes, that's right. So it worked out really well for us. It'll be a good deal. So that'll be on next meeting.
Hey, Jason, that road that's just concrete that's just literally broken up and crumbled right there, I've noticed that in several places, and additions that were built I don't know how many years, I'm guessing.
In the ballpark of this
25 years
one,
ago,
yeah.
right in that. Why is that happening like that? And what have we done to make sure that doesn't happen moving forward?
So you get to see my engineer side in me. So previously, it was standard practice for roadways such as this in neighborhoods and small additions like this. The standard practice was to compact the soil and then put a 3, 4, maybe a 6-inch layer of leveling sand down on top of the soil, and then put your concrete over the top of it. Well, the thing about sand is it doesn't stay where it belongs. So as soon as you get some water infiltration into these, such as this right here, that sand just washes out. It just goes, and so you end up with just a failing base basically underneath there. And so we've changed over the years. We've changed away from that the sand sub base, leveling base, I think is the term they used, to now that we do what we call a stabilized base, which is a chemically treated. We chemically treat the soil with a stabilizing agent, lime, fly ash, or CKD. And that basically, it makes the soil just about as hard as concrete. It's not as hard, but it's very stiff. And so you can actually lay right on top of that. It's gradable. They can get it cut to the right elevation, and you can put the concrete right on top of that. So.
Okay. So we are addressing it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is all the developments, 25, 30-ish years of age, they all have that sand layer in there, and they all start failing just like this.
Okay.
Yep. Yes, I mentioned this will be on the next, or some additional work will be on the next 1021 commission meeting for y'all to look at. The next project that is set to begin is the 2,400 blocks of Wagon Trail. This is a resurfacing project. It basically runs from West Willow all the way up to Heritage Trail is the street that's up here, and it ends right here at this location. This is Cleveland over here on this side. As I mentioned, it's a mill and overlay and just a few repairs on some of the areas for drainage corrections. Excuse me. Contract award is pending tonight. It's one of your items that you'll see tonight, 7.9 on the consent. And so as soon as we get the contracts into place, we'll get that project scheduled and kicked off.
Good.
Currently, the next road project that we've got in design is a Garland Road widening project. Kind of project overview, it'll encompass a water line relocation, utility relocates, area drainage improvements, stormwater improvements, sidewalks and trails, and then street widening, going to at least a 4-lane. Right now, the project is in design. Pavement and soil sampling have been completed, and right now they're working on the prelim design and prelim survey portion of the project.
That's going to be a pretty important 4-lane, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Moving forward.
Yes, sir.
It's going to go out to the ballpark and take a lot of traffic.
Yeah. And it just completes that, it's adding to the work that's been done as well. If y'all are familiar with the north of 412, north of Garriott there, Garland is also, that part of the project has also been designed as well up to Randolph. So.
Is this lower portion also an ODOT future project possible?
We will see.
Okay.
Yeah, fundings, we can get them designed a lot more affordably and maybe even quickly. Building them will take probably millions of dollars. So.
Yeah.
But the good news is we have north of there design from Randolph to Garriott, and then this will get Garriott to Roop design. So
yep.
we'll be beating the bushes. We'll all be busy, but especially Stephen. Just going to see if Aaron was going to bite on that one. Okay.
But yes, the ballparks, and then also it's a good connection for Vance as well. So.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Vance.
Yeah. Currently, the Prairie View Trail is under construction, and I will say it is under construction today. It was paused due to waiting on some utilities to get out of the way. They arrived Monday and began their work, and so the contractor on the west end has been working diligently, working their way towards the places where they're held up, but by the time they'll get there, the utilities should be out of the way so they can just roll on through.
And that's a state project, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I mean,
It's
all that
through-
holdup, that was not us.
Well, I mean,
There was a utilities that were not in the right, where they were supposed to have been.
exactly, yeah. We got the project, we kind of, as Gerald alluded to, we did the design work and, you know, the design work was done by us through a consultant we hired. And during that process, we cleared utilities, and which part of that clearance process is speaking with and meeting with the different utilities, and, you know, here's what we're constructing, are you in the way? And this particular utility told us they were out of the way, and so they got checked off the list, and we moved right on. And then once construction began, I don't remember when that happened, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, that utility strike that happened over there shut the project down, basically, so.
Yeah, okay.
Will you be opening up portions of this at a time? That first section is the main walkway for students to get to school.
I'll have to ask on that. I hadn't heard anything, haven't heard that alluded to, I guess is the way to say it.
We could, I think that
Okay.
they would be very grateful for that.
Okay, yeah, definitely, yeah, I can ask about that. Since this is an ODOT TAP project, I don't have a whole lot of, I can make requests, but since it's kind of administrated by ODOT, I don't have a whole lot of pull, so. But yes, absolutely, I can definitely bring that up with them.
Typically, kids do whatever they want regardless of the signage anyway.
My biggest concern would be how many pocketfuls of rock that they're bringing into the classrooms, but.
Commissioner Dennis and I did a presentation at one of our civic clubs on Friday, and Dudley Darrow, the superintendent, was there, and Randy Rader, too, I think. They're pulling for completion. They also understand the problems we're dealing with.
Yeah, and this again, kind of as mentioned, this connects into, I think I brought that up before last time I was up here. This is really cool because this is a connection of almost 3 total miles of trail, which I think which is awesome. So,
That's cool.
yeah, very excited for that. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. So the last project I wanted to bring up with you, just briefly, just to give you a little bit of an update, is the base trail, as we were referring to it. And this is the trail that's going to connect from the south side of the Meadow Lake Golf Course, Meadow Lake Park Trail, excuse me, which is up at Richland, and it'll extend all the way down to the base. Right now, the project is still in design. And we're working through basically to kind of put it shortly is a project was originally designed to city standards. It's got to be switched over to ODOT standards, and so that process is happening. While that's happening, we're also going through and doing some of the environmental studies, environmental impacts that's got to be taking place. So hopefully that'll help ensure that this project keeps moving forward once all that design is complete. So that's all I got.
All right.
I know it's not on here, but Chestnut, it's in the area of the trail you talked about. Can you give a quick update on the drainage basin there at Cleveland and Chestnut?
Oh, the Waller detention, yes, sir.
Yes, Waller detention.
Yes, yeah, thank you for, sorry, I meant to bring that one up too. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, there's a big old hole being dug over there just south side of Chestnut along Cleveland. That's a drainage detention pond that we're building. Right now, the project is about 50% done, maybe 60% done. And what they're doing there is building a detention pond, and they're moving the dirt that is there. That's the part that's the big pile of dirt that they're moving back over there. That's east of the Walmart, kind of northeast of Holdings in that area over there. There's nothing being built there. That's just where the dirt is being relocated to. We spoke with the property owner there and asked him if he would like the dirt, and he said sure. So he's close, and so that's where we're moving that dirt to. But once that project is done, we're going to clean that up, and Morale envisioned that being a little bit of even a little more of an extension to the trail, kind of a little bit of a location that can go back up there. Doesn't really seem like it right now, but it's actually pretty peaceful back up in there, back up in those trees. So it'll be a nice little nook, nice little stop off for people to go for the trail. So.
Other questions, concerns, comments? Doing a good job, Jason.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it very much.
You want a break or?
I think so. Yeah. What I'm going to do, we're going to break right here, and we'll come back at 6:30 and start our regular meeting. And then on item 3.5, I will pick that up over on the regular agenda on 4.2.
A couple more things on 3.4 too.
I'm sorry?
2 more presentations on 3.
Oh, okay. Okay. And are you going to do those, Jason?
No.
No?
Michael and Larry and
Okay.
and Pedro are going to do. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, don't go anywhere. We're gonna pick it up in just a little bit. So let's take a break, and we'll come back at 6:30. Thank you. We're adjourned.